there sometimes, and I was just sharing about my the herbs that I used with some of the guys, and they always had questions about my herbs. They found them really fascinating that way, and almost as fascinating as I did. But they would always like to ask me about, okay, what you got in your pockets today, and what's it for, and hey, can we sample some? And so I actually got out the herbs that I had on me, and I just told them about them. I said, well, this is used for this, and this is how you do it, and so on and so forth. And I got to the snuff, and I said, well, this is herbal nasal snuff. And they, they were high school kids, so they went a little nuts at that one. Oh, snuff, you get to snort it? Oh, that's so cool. And I said, okay, well, just so you know, it is nothing like drugs. It's not going to get you high. It's not going to get you addicted. It's not that kind of stuff. But it does, look kind of weird when you're doing it. So they were friends of mine, and I knew it would be okay. And so I gave them each a little sample, and we all sat there going like that. And this was before gym class, and right then the school security guard walked into the guy's locker room. And like I said before, fortunately I was on a first name basis with the guy, and he knew me, and he knew that I was okay. But he looked at us like, okay, I know this can't be anything real bad, but I'm still a little, what are you doing? And so they explained to him, oh, it's just Chris's stuff. And as soon as they said it's Chris's stuff, he was like, oh, okay, carry on. Because he knew me and he trusted me. A good position to be in, by the way, and if you can earn it. And so they actually offered him some. Hey, do you want some? You want to try snorting some of this stuff? And he says, that's okay. I don't think I'm ready for that quite yet. But that was a little funny occurrence. And then at my church, I'm also in a similar position. It's a small church, and I know just about everybody there. And the pastor is actually really into herbs as well, like I am. And I've shared a lot of herbal knowledge with him. And we were having a lock-in with our church youth group. This was about 12, 13 years ago. When I was that age, and one of the boys there, my friends in the youth group, said, hey, Chris, do you have your snuff with you? Because I told him about it before. And I said, yeah. And he said, because I'm having a little bit of, sinus stuff. Can I have some? And so I gave him some. And then another guy came over and said, hey, what are you doing? What's that stuff? Is that, legal? And so we told him what it was. And so he started snuffing, and before you knew it, we had about 8 people snorting the stuff, and we said, you know what, let's simplify this. So we got chairs and put them all in a circle and sat in the chairs, and we put a wastebasket in the center and passed around a roll of paper towels. So we'd snort the snuff and wait a minute, and then the paper towels would come around, blow our nose. And by the way, you do blow your nose after you snuff. You wait a few minutes if you can to let it do its work, but you eventually blow your nose and get it out so it's not just stuck up there. And with the cayenne snuff, by the way, it's virtually impossible not to have to blow your nose within 5 minutes. It will stimulate a lot of release of that mucus. Some people have blown out blood clots and a lot of this stuff. So you will want to blow that all out, not try to hold it in up there. And so we sat around, we would snuff and say, oh, wow, that's warm. That's really warm. And we get, after about the 6th time, you start sweating a little bit. And then we pass around the paper towel roll and blow our nose, chuck it into the waste paper can in the center. And then the snuff would come back around and we do it again. And so it was kind of like a, smoking the peace pipe around the campfire a little bit. Of course, it was much better for our health than tobacco, but one of the pastors came by, and this is the one that I had shared a lot of herbal knowledge with. He says, hey, what you guys doing? And so we told him, and they said, oh, it's Chris's herbal snuff. And he says, oh, can I have some? And so he had a little bit with us. And this is just some great fun experiences I've had with the herbal snuff. And it really works wonders healing the sinuses. And you don't have to worry about it being anything harmful or doing anything bad or being habit forming, because that's the substances that people usually snuff. There's nothing wrong or weird or bad about or unhealthy about putting stuff up your nose, as long as you can get it out and it won't damage. That's why we sift the powder. And